Alright. Hello, my name is Michaela. I'm an advanced practice nurse and I'll be doing your mental health exam. Are you able to tell me your full name?
Blaze George.
Okay. Are you able to tell me the date?
November 8th.
Are you able to tell me the location we're in?
My house.
Okay, in the city?
Youngstown.
And lastly, the county.
Mahoning.
Okay, patient is alert and oriented to person, place, and time. He appears well groomed. His body language is open, as demonstrated by his posture and his eye contact. His verbal physical response are both congruent, which also matches his comfortable body language as well. Next, we're going to be moving on to vocabulary test. I'm going to state two words. I want you to tell me how they're related. Orange and apple.
They're both fruits.
Okay, we're going to do the same thing, except I'm going to state two words and I want you to tell me how they're opposite of each other. Bush and tree.
Tree's bigger than a bush.
Okay, I'm going to have you fill in the blank for this next phrase. Engine is to plane as oar is to
boat.
Okay. Last thing we're going to do is I'm going to give you a metaphor and I want you to tell me the meaning behind it. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
If you eat your fruit, then you're not going to get sick.
Okay. Patient is able to complete an analogy, which demonstrates no lesions. With the apple a day keeps the doctor away, patient was also able to abstract things. Next test we're going to be moving on is to arithmetic. So I'll have you do a simple subtraction problem. 100 minus 7.
93.
Okay, and then minus 7.
86.
And then one more time, minus 7.
79.
Okay, patient is able to demonstrate an average intellection of basic arithmetic. He also had appropriate attention span and was able to comprehend the question that was being asked. Next test, I'm going to have you write down a sentence that I'm going to state out loud.
Okay.
Okay, the sentence is the dog jumped over the log. Okay, now can you read that phrase for me?
The dog jumped over the log.
Okay, patient is able to demonstrate writing abilities and he is not showing any evidence of aphasia. Next test, I'm going to have you take this piece of paper and put it in your right hand. Fold it in half. And place it on the table. Okay, patient is able to show motor skills with the demonstration. Next test I'm going to have you do is I'm going to open this paper up. I want you to trace the pentagram that I have drawn here. Great, now I'm going to have you trace the one that I have intersecting as well. Okay, patients, I'm able to demonstrate motor skills once again and comprehend the question being asked with the abstract shape. Next test we're going to go to is a memory test. So with this test, I'm going to state 3 vocabulary terms and I want you to be able to repeat them back to me. Okay? Cat, apple, black.
Cat, apple, black.
Okay, patient was able to show immediate memory. Next test we're going to talk about is remote memory. So we're going to talk about a high school event that you remember going to.
Okay, so freshman year, City Hawking, my friend Arseni and I went. It was boy or girl asked boy. When we got there, it was like country farm theme. So there was like barrels of hay and like scarecrows and corn stalks and all that good stuff. It was in the cafeteria, so it was in the basement of the building. They had food and drinks and stuff and music and
Okay, Alright, patient was able to demonstrate remote memory by alluding to one of his high school memories that he had with the Sadie Hawkins dance. Next test we're going to move to is more just a discussion on your future plans. So I know you're in college right now, so what do you plan for your future?
So I'm going to get my degree in exercise science and physiology, and then enroll in graduate school to get my master's in athletic training.
Okay. So patient with the situation is able to demonstrate a clear thought process. Is also able to understand hypothetical situations with his future plans. He has a clear communication pattern, as well as his tone, his voice, his quality. Everything with his voice was appropriate to the situation. He wasn't raising his voice. His tone was very clear. It wasn't loud, which shows no difficulties with his larynx and no diseases as far as his voice goes. Next, we're going to move on to those 3 words that I talked about earlier. Are you able to recall them?
Cat, apple, black.
Okay, patient was able to demonstrate recent memory. Next test we're going to talk about is more of another discussion about how you're currently feeling in life. So how are you feeling with your emotions?
Good, I think.
Good. Do you have any fluctuating thought process, any fluctuating mental state? Do you have any feelings of harming yourself?
No.
No. Do you have any feelings of harming others? No plans? Okay, so with this, he was coherent of the questions I was asking. He was understanding my intent of the questions as well. We're also able to see that he doesn't have any plans to hurt himself, any plans to hurt others, and we can see that his mood and feelings are unconcerning right now. He's very aloof. Next question is, we're going to have a conversation about obsessive thoughts. Do you have any fears, any phobias that are constantly clouding your judgment?
No.
Any obsessive compulsive thought process? Okay, so this shows any negative psychological disorders with that obsessive fears and phobias thought process. Our last test is going to be about perceptual distortion. Do you currently have any problems with hearing, feeling, seeing, anything that's not there?
No.
No. So this would take out any discussion on hallucination, delusions, or distortion of thought process as he goes through his day-to-day life. So this would also tell me that he is able to get through his day-to-day life without having that thought process as well as the obsessive thought process clouding his judgment. So he's able to live a pretty normal day. And that ends our mental health exam.